Do you know there is one person in the world who owns between 6,000 and 7,000 cars with a collection valued at well over 5 billion US dollars? But the real story isn't the number or the money. This person owns cars that were never sold to the public, vehicles built exclusively for him by Ferrari, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Porsche, Bugatti, and Mercedes-Benz. Many were delivered in secrecy, never registered, never driven, and never shown outside private storage. Behind this extraordinary collection is the Sultan of Brunei, who used the country's oil wealth during the 1980s and 1990s to commission cars directly from manufacturers, turning his garage into one of the most unusual automotive archives ever created. Today, we're exploring 7 of the most fascinating vehicles hidden inside it. Number 7. Bentley Dominator. Long before luxury SUVs became a global trend, Bentley quietly built one of the first ultra-luxury off-road vehicles ever made. The Bentley Dominator was commissioned exclusively for the Sultan's family in the 1990s, with only 6 examples produced. Under the hood was a large displacement V8 focused on smooth power delivery rather than speed, paired with 4-wheel drive for stability and comfort. What makes the Dominator important is not performance, but foresight. It predicted the modern luxury SUV market decades before vehicles like the Bentayga existed. Sometimes history changes quietly, and this car is proof. Number 6. Ferrari 456 GT Venice. Ferrari has built many legendary cars, but practicality has never been part of the brand's identity. That's why the Ferrari 456 GT Venice stands out so much. Based on Ferrari's front-engine V12 Grand Tour, this custom-built station wagon retained the 5.5-liter naturally aspirated V12, producing over 430 horsepower, while adding a long-roof body style Ferrari never offered to the public. Built only for the Sultan's family, this car shows how even Ferrari's strict design philosophy could be bent when engineering freedom had no limits. Number 5. Porsche 959. The Porsche 959 wasn't just fast, it was intelligent. Built in the 1980s, it introduced technologies that modern supercars still rely on today, including computer-controlled all-wheel drive, twin turbochargers, and adjustable suspension systems. With nearly 450 horsepower and advanced aerodynamics, it was years ahead of its competitors. The Sultan owned multiple examples, many preserved in rare specifications. The 959 didn't just push performance forward, it changed how engineers thought about using technology to control speed. Number 4. Bugatti EB110. Before the Veyron and Chiron, Bugatti's engineering ambition was already extreme. The EB110 featured a quad-turbocharged V12, a carbon fiber chassis, and all-wheel drive at a time when those ideas were still experimental. Producing over 550 horsepower, it was one of the most advanced cars of the early 1990s. The Sultan reportedly owned several EB110s, making his collection one of the largest private holdings of the model. While the EB110 struggled commercially, its engineering DNA lives on in every modern Bugatti. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. The Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR exists because racing rules demanded it. Originally designed purely as a race car, Mercedes was forced to build a road-legal version to qualify for competition. The result was one of the most extreme street cars ever created, powered by a massive V12 and built using racing-grade materials. With only a handful produced, the Sultan's ownership of multiple examples highlights how his collection captured cars not meant for normal roads, but built anyway just to satisfy regulations. Number 2. Ferrari F40. The Ferrari F40 is raw, loud, and unapologetic. Built to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary, it uses a twin-turbocharged V8, lightweight construction, and almost no driver aids. Producing nearly 480 horsepower, it focuses entirely on performance and feedback. The Sultan owned multiple F40s, often finished in rare colors. This car matters because it represents a time when performance meant mechanical connection, not electronic assistance, a philosophy many enthusiasts still admire today. Number 1. McLaren F1. The McLaren F1 is often considered the greatest road car ever built, and for good reason. Designed with a central driving position, powered by a naturally aspirated BMW V12 producing over 600 horsepower, and engineered with obsessive attention to weight reduction, it achieved a top speed that remained unmatched for years. The Sultan owned several McLaren F1s, making his collection one of the largest private holdings of this legendary car. It stands as proof that perfection doesn't come from excess, it comes from precision. Together, these cars tell a story that goes far beyond wealth. They capture a moment in history when engineering had no boundaries and when manufacturers built machines simply because they were allowed to. The Sultan of Brunei's collection remains hidden, but its influence on automotive history is undeniable. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare cars and engineering legends, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. More incredible collections are coming.